Hey guys, Nick Drossos,
And JBR Laurent here.
and welcome to another episode of Man Yourself Up. And
Yep.
today, Doc, what are we talking about?
Gut health.
Gut health. So this is like it's a pretty common thing that I hear more and more. Have a clean gut. What does it mean when people say gut health?
Okay. It's very difficult to define gut health. Okay, because it's a trend now. People are talking about how to clean your gut. Okay. First thing first, we need to know that your gut clean itself. It does.
Okay,
Yeah. It's why you poop, right?
but I'm gonna ask a couple of dumb questions.
Yes.
Or does it clean itself every day, every like regularly, or is it like
It depends on where you live, what you eat.
Okay.
Basically, you are what you eat. And your microbiome, which is the amount and the quality and the quantity of microbes that you have in you, that I will call you the host, okay, that changes from where you're from, where you live, what you eat. If you're depressed, if you're diabetic, if you're obese, okay, it changes. And by just looking at your microbiome, people can tell what kind of problem you have.
oh wow.
Yeah.
And how do you get your gut checked?
Well, that's very complicated. Okay. Now they are doing it with, it might be very, very expensive for the comments like me and you. Okay.
Okay.
It's now in research. That's research. Okay. And even people now are doing a lot of stuff to keep their gut clean. There is that person, I won't say her name, on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok telling people just to drink some oil,
Okay.
olive oil.
Well, if it's Greek
Well,
olive oil, it might be
three
true.
teaspoons a day that
Okay.
will clean your gut. Well, we need to take a step back there.
Well, there's a lot of like trends and people come out and eat this, don't eat this, drink this.
Yes, but eating will affect you as a person. When it affects you as a person, sorry, my voice. When it affects you as a person, affects your gut. Okay? Let's say our diet changed in North America. That's our problem. Obesity shows in our gut. We don't have the same germs that we had before. The ones that were translating, the one that were signaling our brain. Okay? We don't eat enough fibers. That's true though. Eating fruits, vegetables, that will change you. That's why the Mediterranean diet is known to be the best diet in this world, giving a good, a good effect on cardiovascular diseases and like high blood pressure, diabetes and stuff like that, and cholesterol. Okay, that's why. But let's go back to our gut. Our gut has many, many functions. First function is to feed us. Yes.
Yeah.
You take an element, let's say you take a piece of a pie that has, a lot of sugar, a lot of butter, a lot of, other stuff mixed in it. Okay.
Your gut absorbs that.
Your gut will degrade that. They will, the germs will degrade that and absorb what you need. But let's say you are in North America, you bought that instead of making it at home. Has a lot of chemicals. Well, we are chemical beings, though. We are chemical beings. Everything we touch and see is a chemical. So let's say with what we call bad chemicals, SFAs, So it filled with that. That will stop your gut from signaling your brain that you're full. One.
Oh,
that will stop your gut from interpreting what he or she sees in
okay.
front of themselves, like the type of bacteria that you have, and that will destroy some type of bacteria that are very very helpful for your health status. So I just spoke about three actions that the gut can take in a person. You know, um, as I said before, I have articles today.
All right.
Yes, I'm trying to get things straight now. Um, you know, your gut can be affected by your gender,
Okay.
yes, and by your genetics, by the place you live, okay, also the lifestyle,
Yes.
your age, your diet, your medications, specifically antibiotics, please, guys. Okay, and also I don't remember if I said age. Okay, when I was 16, I was living in Haiti, having a full-on diverse diet. I had no allergies. I had no food intolerances. Why? Because my microbiome was better.
Oh,
I was eating, you know, stuff that were made in our backyard.
yes.
Okay, the meat that I was eating was from from the animals that
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
two just 2 hours before.
Yeah.
So yes, and that's a
So
comparison
is
that
that
I'm.
is that a big
That's a factor,
that's a big
a
factor?
big factor. So
It's all the chemicals in the foods and all the process and
exactly,
all that.
and also we need to eat different fruits and vegetables every day. That's the problem in North America right now.
That what we don't eat enough or we eat too much of the same.
We either don't eat enough or too much of the same. Most of us will tell you, let's eat an apple, let's keep the doctor away. Well, no. You need at least five different fruits a day and many, many vegetables a day.
That's probably something that most people don't do, and it's not.
Well, most of us cannot afford that, or we don't take the time to do it.
Yeah, take the time more of that.
So cooking at home might be a good way to keep a better gut health. Okay, what we can do by eating veggies and fruits, I will call them prebiotics. Why they are prebiotics? Because they feed our microbiome.
Okay.
That's the one intervention. That's a diet, okay, and prebiotics. They both of them have an effect, okay, on the gut itself. When we say about prebiotics, not prebiotics, I just spoke about them. Probiotics,
Oh,
those
it's
are
not
the
the same thing.
no.
Prebiotics and probiotics.
Yes, prebiotics is the food that will
Okay.
feed our microbiome.
Okay.
Okay, probiotics are the new germs that we think that are good for our microbiome, but they need to colonize it.
Okay.
But we will have germs that are already there
Okay.
that will resist that. The germs that want sugar, they won't accept the changes that you want to make from yesterday to today. Just you cannot decide to change your diet overnight because your gut will tell you. I instead of defining good gut health, I will tell you the signs that you might have a um,
Yes.
bad gut health.
Oh, this I want to know.
Yeah, we have many signs. Okay, like food intolerances.
Okay.
Yes,
That means when you eat something like I.
food intolerance.
Yeah.
It's one of the most prominent thing here. People are telling you I am allergic or I react to broccoli. I react to onions.
I react to broccoli.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Did you have an allergy?
No, I can't.
But
I can't.
you are bloated,
yes,
right?
bloated. Yes,
Exactly.
I can't eat that.
We need to think about that. We need to make
Is that a
some
sign
changes.
that my gut isn't?
That's one thing. That's one of many things. Being obese, that's a sign. Being diabetic, that's another sign. Because all these disease, all the metabolic diseases, you can change that by changing your microbiome. How do you do that? By changing your diet. That's a one intervention, because by changing your diet, you first changing the way you eat. By changing the way you eat, you will bring more prebiotics to your gut. You will feed it. Okay, many diseases that we see here, they will tell you diet,
Yeah.
intervention, diet. Okay, so another sign of bad health is bloating,
Right.
diarrhea, or constipation.
That's another show I would like to talk about.
Abdominal pain.
Okay.
You know, people will call my office often and come, doctor, I am known for, IBS.
IBS. Yeah.
IBS is, irritable bowel syndrome. But when we test everything, we can't find anything that will explain what you have.
Yeah.
So we will say it's IBS. So how do we treat that? There's no treatment now.
Gut.
Many people can change that by changing the way they eat, by changing what they eat. That and they need to make that change very, very slowly.
Okay.
Because it's tempting to say, I will stop eating bread tomorrow morning. Do that and see.
Yeah.
Do that and see what happens to you. Okay, you will feel sad. Oh, yeah. Because that brain of yours is asking for sugar.
Yeah.
That gut of yours is asking for that specific element that it's looking for. So you need to make the changes very, very slowly and over a long period of time to give time to your microbiome to adjust to it.
And what about we see these little
Probiotics.
probiotics, yeah.
Probiotics are germs that I already told you about. Those germs, we mostly lactobacillus, that we think are good. Well, that shows in studies in animals that are good for the health. Okay, usually most people will take them before taking antibiotics.
Is it really effective? Because
It's effective.
Okay, it is.
It's effective because antibiotics kill everything. They kill everything that moves. So that's the reason behind the diarrhea. Another intervention that people can do, taking less antibiotics or take them as prescribed, or just because you're congested for like 3 days, go see a doctor.
Does it have a big effect being on antibiotics
For a long period of time? Yes.
It's going to affect your gut.
It does. It does. Because the antibiotic doesn't choose where it acts, You just swallow it and it kills everything.
Okay.
So what happens? Most people now will end up with IBS. They will tell you, doc, I for the last 2 years I've been I had that intolerance to to bread. I'm like, to bread? Why? Everything that has gluten in it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what can we do for that?
So it's as simple as it's basically just eating
It's
these
basically
foods. That's it.
Eating, making changes slowly. Now in North America, there is that gluten-free diet that is killing our microbiome.
Wait. I thought the gluten-free diet. Everybody talks about it like it's good. Do the gluten-free diet. Do the.
Yes, but you cannot do that for long. You can't. Sorry.
Why? I know people who've done it like for a long period of time, and
For
like,
2 years, 10 years, 17 years, but they cannot do it.
is there effects
for-
to that? Like,
Well, you will see most people who does that doesn't have the diagnosis of celiac disease.
mm,
Celiac disease is the real allergy to gluten.
okay.
Okay, so
But if they
This-
have celiac disease, then you should do it.
they will do it
Okay.
because it's good for them.
Yeah.
That's good for these specific people,
Yeah.
but not for everybody else.
Okay.
I will still eat my pasta, but I will take the brown one.
Yeah.
Okay, I will still take, my fibers. I will still eat my kimchi. I will still drink my kombucha. But that's another thing. Kombucha is a good intervention that we can do to help our microbiome.
Okay.
Yes.
What about
Not specifically kombucha, anything that is
What about alcohol? Wine, beer.
seriously.
I don't know.
I
Like, what's the
don't
effect
think
of
about
alcohol on the gut?
Alcohol affect many other parts of your gut,
Okay.
starting by your stomach, your liver, your pancreas,
Well, I'm not a big drinker,
and your
but still.
brain.
I'm not a big drinker, but I was
Good
curious.
for
about
you. Good for you. But alcohol, no, it's not recommended.
that. Okay.
Let's keep it to a minimum because as human, we are not made to metabolize alcohol. Yes, that's why we get tipsy.
That's true.
Yes.
And what about these like drinks you see like these people are trying to sell, clean your gut, or these supplements, or drink lemon juice and all this stuff that you hear?
Study. I will read it for you. Evidence for clinical interventions targeting the gut microbiome in only cardiometabolic disease. And as a conclusion, they said there is now a large body of evidence evaluating the effect of prebiotic, symbiotic, probiotic supplementation, or other interventions aimed at improving cardiometabolic outcomes by targeting the gut microbiome. Although most studies report significant improvement in one or more cardiometabolic traits, the number of such interventions that tackles cardiovascular or organ-specific diseases, not just obesity, is fairly modest. Yeah. So this study also says there is a noticeable geographical disparity because those studies doesn't include people from South Asia, Africa, and the Caribbean.
Why?
They cannot afford to do that kind of study. That's it.
That's
Period.
it. Okay.
Period. And for the gut, right now, if you ask a gastroenterologist, what can I do to keep my gut clean? It's like eat fruits and veggies.
That's it.
Be active. That's what they will tell you. And now there is that new thing. I saw that show on Netflix that people are watching now.
Which one? I've seen a few of them.
I think it's all about the gut, I think. And there is that stool transplant.
Okay.
Stool transplant, we use that in gastroenterology to treat patients who had C. difficile. Okay, you understood. So we treat them with that because sometimes they become like very resistant to antibiotics. So can treat them like that. But people now extrapolate that treatment
Okay.
to do it yourself. gut stool transplant. Like I take your poop,
Yeah.
I put it in a blender. Okay, I buy those capsules and I fill them at home. I put them and I keep it in the freezer and I swallow them after.
Wait. Let me hear this again.
Yes. Let me
You
repeat for
repeat
you.
because like
Let me
it,
say-
it can't be.
Let's let me
So
say
I take my poop.
you. Let's say that you are a healthy man. You
Yeah.
are. I take your poop. Okay.
I give you my poop.
I stole your poop.
You steal my poop.
I steal your poop. I put it in a blender. You know, mash it, and we have those capsules, big capsules, and we fill them, and I swallow them. So what these doctors, there was a doctor on the show who specifically said what happened to her. She was not depressed. Her husband was depressed. She became very depressed when she took
His poop.
his poop. That's what I was telling you. Your gut knows what is happening. Your
Wow.
gut is the new brain. It was
Yeah, what does
it's
that
the
mean?
oldest brain.
What does that mean when they say the gut is the new brain compared to the brain? What does that mean?
Your gut, let me explain. Your gut has many, many functions besides feeding you. I told you that your gut makes signals, okay? Signals your brain, okay? So many things that has to do with metabolism is from your gut. That's why the companies understood that you know that molecule GLP-1, glucagon-like peptide, okay, will signal your brain and tell your brain, hey, I'm full. Hey, I need food.
So all
So
that comes from your gut.
comes from your gut. Your gut does a lot. Okay, I would love to eat, a donut. You see the donut. You want it, but it's not your brain.
It's your gut.
It's your gut telling you, well, I might need a donut today. And you will go anywhere to get that donut. You make sure that you eat that donut.
That's why I want to get those cravings and I want to burrata.
Yes, cravings is not from the brain. It's from the microbiome.
That explains a lot.
So when people, when people changed their diet from like overnight, what happened to them? They become depressed. They cannot keep it. They cannot have that for a longer period of time because they're like, oh my God, I'm suffering. Yes, because your microbiome is suffering. So makes your brain suffer easily. That's basics. But I have a question for you, Nick.
Yes.
Would you eat my poop?
Ah.
Because that's what people are doing
No,
right now.
no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. But
I would never do that myself.
Wouldn't you get sick?
You will not necessarily get sick, okay? But
Well, if
I
you ate
wouldn't
somebody's
do
poop, you
that.
could get sick. No, you.
Well, depends. If that person is sick, you could. You don't eat it, but per se, but you eat it.
Yeah,
Okay?
you're swallowing like
You
I
put
mean,
it in a capsule, then you put it in the fridge so it has no smell,
I
and
think
you
I'm gonna.
swallow
I think
it.
I'm gonna start a new business because my poop is good. I'm gonna start marketing this shit, make some money off it.
It's literally this shit.
It's literally that shit.
It's literally it.
I like that.
The thing is, now I think people need to understand a trend doesn't know you. Your professional does.
That's a good one. Your trend doesn't know you.
Yes, TikTok doesn't know you. TikTok knows the habits, the type of videos that you watch.
Yeah.
The fat, that's, I don't know this guy who is like could everything, could liver and stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't know you.
Yeah.
He's doing this for the views.
Yeah.
So I think us as humans, we need to use our brain more than the phone.
Absolutely.
ChatGPT doesn't know you,
Yeah, that's true.
but your professional might have a better idea
Good point.
if you give him or her a chance to do his or her work.
I think you're absolutely right. I think people should seek the professional,
Exactly.
go get help, and
Yes, we need to do that. So, myself, as a professional, as a doctor, I will tell you there is no such thing that I will drink 7 kombucha a day that will change my microbiome overnight. No.
a slow process.
It's a very, very slow process. I love myself. I love the listeners. And I'm telling them, please, please eat your veggies, as your mom used to say. Eat your veggies every time you think about it. Eat your veggies. Okay. Make your plate colorful.
Yeah.
Eat different fruits. You know, we have many, many fruits here. So eat them.
Yeah.
Even if they're frozen, I don't mind. I just still need the fibers.
Yeah.
So supplements sometimes, yes, probiotics if you are on a medication like antibiotics, stuff like that. So make sure that you take them 2 hours before or after your medication because it might be for nothing. Okay.
So 2 hours before or after your medication.
Yes, that's how you could do it. And make the changes slowly. Be active. I need to be more active. Okay. Be active. Make sure that you are not either constipated or have diarrhea. Make sure that what you eat, what makes you bloated, we start the process slower.
Good point.
You know, integrate that and you will see. You will get to a point that it will not bloat you anymore.
Awesome. I think I learned a lot today for sure.
Well, I shared what I read. I shared what the articles say. So here I am with you guys telling you, eat your veggies.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Thank you.